This call is now being recorded.
So Dr. Mehta, now tell us about the case with the accelerated hypertension, which turned out to be neurological. Kind of interesting story. Please go ahead.
This is a case of an army commander, nearly about 50 or 55 years age, which I saw in 1990 at Mau.
The Mau cantonment, the army cantonment.
He had a severe accelerated hypertension of recent origin, and the doctors there were unable to bring it down with the number of hypotensive drugs.
And he had nothing else clinically wrong. So you had earlier mentioned that he was ambulatory and performing his usual duties.
He was in active duty, which is a training center. He didn't have any illnesses in the past or even hypertension.
Interesting. And so what did you find on his physical exam when you first saw him?
When I examined him, his blood pressure systolic was more than 200 and a diastolic more than 120. But when I examined him further, all systemic examination I do in my cases, and while examining the nervous system, first thing I saw the pupils, and I found there was an asymmetry of pupils, and on one side the plantar was extensor, suggesting that there is an intracranial pressure with a little herniation.
In a person who is otherwise ambulatory, not complaining of headaches, and does not have weakness or paralytic symptoms.
Yeah.
Did he have a head injury by history? Did he mention something?
So I started asking history from him and his wife because he was a little dull and little confused. So I asked his wife whether there has been any fall or any head injury anytime, or he has been having any fits or epileptic seizures or anything of the kind which might have attracted her attention, including headache. So she said not to her knowledge and that there was no significant one to need any mention. Then I told them that my possible diagnosis is a chronic subdural hematoma. He doesn't remember the injury, but it's not uncommon in people of this kind.
So that even a trivial injury or a not so direct...
Up to their knowledge can produce a chronic subdural hematoma. So as per their rule, he was transferred to Military Hospital Lucknow, who had a neurosurgical center also. They had the facilities of CT scan and MRI. So they confirmed the diagnosis and
evacuated the subdural.
Drained, evacuated, whatever it
was. Did he return back to work in a normal fit state?
After about he came with his wife and told me that you have been asking me and my wife whether I had any injury. So he says I forgot at that time, but while parachuting, his umbrella did not open.
His chute did not open, and so he had a hard impact from a fall.
Yeah, but because there was no wound, he didn't remember anything about it. So he couldn't at that time tell me. So he felt very grateful. I was very happy that although presented as a hypertensive person, the real cause was the hypertension secondary to intracranial hypertension, and that after the evacuation, things returned to normal.
Interesting, yeah.
Okay.